Next, Wisconsin entrepreneurs pitch their businesses to local moguls. They will compete for over $30,000 in cash and awards to help take their businesses to the next level. These are the moguls. Jerry Gendusa is the former CEO of MTech. Now he's the founder of Breakthrough, a network of world-changing companies focused on improving lives and untapping human potential. If you've heard one call, that's all. You know David Gruber, founder and CEO of Gruber Law Offices. The Gruber family proudly supports organizations and charitable causes throughout Wisconsin. Peg Ann is the former CEO of Empire Level Manufacturing and supports her community by making connections and breaking barriers to help individuals achieve their dreams.
Entrepreneurs that are really successful don't try and think out of the box. There is no box. We all win in a world with no box.
Gail Klappa is the executive chairman of WEC Energy Group, parent of We Energies. He is a member of the executive committee of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. This is Project Pitch It.
Hello.
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 My name is Lalise, and I'm the founder of Lolly Lolly Ceramics, a ceramic design and production studio based right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My passion for ceramics started back when I was a student. I was studying graphic design, and I was always on my computer, and I just really wanted to be an artist again and use my hands. So I took a ceramics class at the local cultural arts center, and I just fell in love with the medium of clay. Ceramics sort of became a side hustle for me on top of my day job. Take this mug, for example. A very standard mug that you might buy at a store doesn't have much variety to it. You might see different glaze patterns, you might see different colors, or even little kitschy phrases. But when it comes to the handle, they're all pretty standard. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to challenge myself and push myself out of my comfort zone and create something new. The outcome of that was the 100 Mug Project, where I made 100 different mugs with 100 different handles in 100 days.
Wow. How cool is that?
It was so unexpectedly successful that it caused me to quit my day job and focus on building my brand, Lolly Lolly Ceramics, full time.
Where did you find this success? In other words, you challenged yourself over 100 days, and then they flew off the shelves. Where did they fly off the shelves?
So I only do direct to consumer, so online. The way that we work right now is we do drops. Because the demand's so high, we only can do a certain amount at a time. And that's one of the growing pains right now is scaling up.
Who is we?
So I am the founder, but I do have a team of 5 people. I actually lived in Ohio for 10 years. I'm from Milwaukee, and I decided to move my business back to Milwaukee last summer because my business was growing so fast. And I wanted to contribute to the community that I grew up in. So today we do have 5 employees. We've grown into a 2,500 square foot space. We've been featured in so many publications, from the New York Times to Architectural Digest to Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. And we've even been on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Our mugs have been featured on the show.
Where's your studio?
In Bayview at the Lincoln Warehouse.
Okay.
We've been partnering with so many different brands, still ongoing. So this is just a short list of brands here.
And when you partner with the brands, what does that all mean?
So it varies. So sometimes we'll do custom orders for brands. So we'll do like corporate orders, or sometimes we'll do in-person workshops with brands. A lot of what I do on Instagram is influencer work.
Tell us about pricing and margins.
So right now, really when it comes to clay is the time that goes into the pieces. So I can buy a 50-pound bag of clay for $30 and make about 100 mugs out of that. But really it's the time. And I'm still really involved in the production. And as you can see, my time is definitely better suited in other areas. I do speaking engagements as well. And I'm just really ready to grow in those different areas. So for me right now, scaling up. So, and actually, I was gonna say these mugs here are all hand thrown by me on the pottery wheel. But the ones in front of you are some of my first slip casted mugs. So that's our first step to growing and creating more product in a shorter amount of time.
Can you describe that again? You said slip casting?
Slip casting, yeah. So slip casting is a process where you make plaster molds, and instead of using like a harder clay, you use liquid clay, and you pour it in, and the liquid is, or the plaster is porous.
That's expensive to have those molds.
How expensive are the molds?
I don't know, ask her.
How expensive are the
Jeez.
molds?
So plaster is actually...
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have been asking you. I should have been asking her. Why did I ask you? I wasn't supposed to ask you. I was supposed to ask her. How expensive are the molds?
Peg Ann broke the mold, so don't worry.
Oh no! So plaster is actually another material that's really cost effective. I can get another 50-pound bag of that for $20 so.
Talk to us about the pricing. So if we were to want these really creative handles, if we were to want 100 of these, tell us about the pricing and the margins.
So right now we only have 4 styles out of the 100 in market right now.
Okay.
And these 2 styles that you see here are those. Right now they're all $72 across the board. We've recently talked about tiering them because there are, as you can see, some handles that are a little bit more complicated than others. So right now they're all $72. We also have merch, the brand partnerships that I do, the workshops. We have so many different streams of revenue.
I see Coca-Cola there. Well, what have you done with or for Coca-Cola?
So Coca-Cola, I did a partnership online with them on Instagram. I'm a visionary when it really comes down to it. And I can work with any brand and really make it feel authentic and spin it to our advantage with clay.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, you've been doing great.
The unique thing about pro sports is it's a fraternity. To see guys who have come before me, guys like David Robinson, guys like Junior Bridgman, who have found ways to be even more successful off the court than they were on the court. How do we find ways to have an impact in our communities, both philanthropically, but also from an investment standpoint and from a passion standpoint on what guys want to do when their playing careers are done.
Coming up, this entrepreneur has a new system to help young adults with their mental health. Later, turning your dog's dirty paw prints into works of art. 2 mission-based entrepreneurs and leaders, Jerry Gendusa and Pat Connaughton, are proud supporters of Project Pitch It, a TV show dedicated to inspiring Wisconsin entrepreneurs. Pat impacts communities through the Pat Connaughton Foundation and through his company, 3 Leaf Partners. Jerry's company, Breakthrough, focuses on untapping human potential. Together, they are building economic growth and changing lives.
Hello, moguls.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Michael Gilbert, founder of Luminous. Luminous is a startup, nonprofit, social platform to promote optimism, positivity, belonging, and support in young adults. We define young adults broadly as 15 to 34, but we're hyper-focused on 18 to 26. Luminous was built and developed by my 22-year-old daughter, Sophie, and myself. My son, Simon, now 27, was the inspiration for Luminous a few years back when he and many other people in his life were dealing with lots of challenges. We all know too well the increasing rates of anxiety, depression, loneliness, despair. Luminous was born here, right in Milwaukee, based on one simple question: what's your bright spot? To recognize and manifest positivity in yourself and others. Luminous will serve as social therapy to build mental wealth in young adults through peer-to-peer social interactions. We launched with a website, Instagram, and TikTok, with over 12 Luminators telling their stories, answering to questions, what's your bright spot, in short-form videos. We have a podcast with my son talking about his journey from what he called dark places to manifesting positivity in his own life, and some fun Spotify playlists with some of our guest DJs. And most often, the bright spots included other people, friends, family, teachers, teammates, and of course, pets make it very often. We're also working with a PR capstone group at American University, and they're developing the playbook for how we bring Luminous from social media into college campuses. And a student influencer, the work that they do, we want to scale to other campuses and high schools across the country. We want to start right here in Milwaukee.
Where do you want to go? I understand the vision 100% and agree with it absolutely. Do a lot of work with Children's of Wisconsin, mental behavioral health, co-chair of that. How are you going to measure effectiveness of what you do and how many different people you can touch. Have you thought of what some of those metrics would look like?
Yeah, so the American University Group is also helping us to identify what those metrics could and should look like. So a lot of them are going to be qualitative, much more so than quantitative.
Exactly.
We have short-term goals to get us off the ground, to basically hire a social media and event planning expert in the young adult community. That's step one.
Okay.
And assuming that resonates with the young adult community and we can build scale, we'll build out what that could look like over time. So funding requests will go out to individuals, foundations, and so this has been a fun thing to work on to really build a brand, but build a brand built on mental wealth versus monetary wealth.
If you're talking about positivity and optimism, it makes you feel good hearing the phrase mental wealth. I've never heard it before.
You know, in my opinion, mental wealth is more important than monetary wealth, and sometimes leads to monetary wealth.
I do volunteer work at Cradwell High School. All students have mental health issues there. I think you should contact them and do a person-to-person with them.
Yeah.
I work on their art therapy with them.
That's fantastic, and it's great to hear. It's really encouraging. So we're developing, this is what I call a playbook, so we can go and approach different administrators at schools.
I've spoke at colleges and with these kids, and when they see an adult that has survived the things I have, they're very encouraged by it.
Yeah.
That someone can get through these things and get to the point I've gotten to.
That's fantastic. Very generous of you, and I'd like to take you up on that if I can
I would
get
be
your
happy
contact.
to.
By the way, candles are not our product. It's just a gift and representation of illumination. And I did not make them, so they'll be safe in your hands.
They smell really good. Thank you very much.
I thought about it.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Coming up, this entrepreneur has a unique offering to turn your pup's dirty paws into works of art.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Clint Walters, and this is my dog, Magic. Magic, sit.
Magic.
Sit.
That's awesome.
Good boy. We'd like to thank you for inviting us to Project Pitch It. We're here today to present to you my new business, Picasso. Picasso. Did you know that over 40% of American households own dogs today? That's a lot of paws. And did you know that those American households spent over $100 billion on their dogs last year? Pets are big, big business. Most people will also tell you about the dirty, smudgy windows that dogs leave behind on their car windows and patio doors. It is those dirty, smudgy windows that bring me here today. Picasso takes those dirty, smudgy windows and turns them into fine art. The idea came from our old dog, Lucky, who's on the screen. That's his smudge on the window. 2 years ago, he passed away, and he left a smudge on my window that I didn't want to get rid of. And it was like the last physical thing that I remembered him by. And I was getting an oil change one day, and I saw the smudge on my window in the right light, and it looked like artwork. And so I kept a photo of it. And then 2 years later, we rescued Magic and realized that Magic smudges up the windows the same way, and it also looks like artwork. That's kind of when I got the idea for Picasso. So the process is really simple. You just take your cell phone camera and you photograph it at night using your flash. You'll send that image to us. We'll photo finish that picture, and then we'll send it to your home for you to enjoy with your dog.
What a great conversation piece too.
Yeah.
With like friends and stuff.
Yeah, this is one of Hank's. So Hank was one of the artists in residence that we had at our house. That's his Picasso that he did.
So you get to choose the colors you want?
You can choose the colors that you want. So if you have a favorite color, we can do that.
Have you ever thought of collaborating with other businesses? So for instance, I own a business called Ardent Animal Health down in Kentucky, and it's involved with all kinds of dogs.
Yeah.
And so to partner on something like that.
So we are partnering with the Wisconsin Humane Society on like we're calling it the First Ride Home series. So when you rescue an animal, basically on their first couple of rides home, we'll actually take the image of that and we'll sell it, and the proceeds went to the Wisconsin Humane Society. So I brought some samples that are 8x10s that we sell. So we sell them in 2 packs for $200. You can actually feel the paper. We use 100% cotton rag paper with archival ink.
So how can Project Pitch It help you?
The exposure, so having the 80,000 followers. We're also looking to secure funds for a commercial printer so that we can really eliminate some of the cost that comes with printing, and we can also control our quality.
So you're working with the Humane Society. How many other customers do you have and what type of revenue do you have right now?
So most of our customers are from downtown Milwaukee. We just branched out through like dog walks and getting to know like our neighbors. So we kind of branched out that way. We have some customers from North Carolina. Okay. From one of my favorites is there's a customer from Green Bay. She had a dog named Rally, and she has a Picasso in her house. Her dog passed away 2 years ago, and she had smudges on her windows for 2 years. Until like we reached out to her.
What a great story.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a cool story.
The art's wonderful. It should. I don't want you to get lost in your story. I mean,
yeah.
The art's really nice.
Thank you.
Forgetting the memory and what it represents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very nice stuff.
Thank you very much,
yeah,
Clint.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Outstanding.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Next, the moguls discuss the pitches and decide what award will best help the entrepreneurs. Now, the moguls will decide which award will best help the entrepreneurs. The Peg Ann and David Gruber $10,000 Project Pitch It Award will help an entrepreneur soar to the next level. The UW-Lubar Entrepreneurship Center Jerry Gendusa Award is $5,000, plus a business assessment and mentorship to help scale up their business. The We Energies DNA Network Award is $1,500, plus mentoring and business planning from the experts at We Energies and Deb Allen's DNA Network.
So entrepreneurialism in the state of Wisconsin seems to be brighter than ever before. It's a lot of untapped potential. Let's start by talking about Lolly Lolly Ceramics. Now, this company is pretty far along. 5 employees. She mentioned something about a pricing on a per unit cost. What was that price? What was that?
$72 a month.
Yeah. But I don't agree with that because
you don't agree with $72?
I'm an art collector, and anything that's personal like that is expensive. So $72, you can spend $80 on a candle right now. I bet you didn't know that either.
But maybe he wouldn't spend it and you would spend it.
Right.
The question becomes whether somebody wants to spend it.
Yes.
Or if they're, or she wants to sell one, or she wants somebody to buy something for 20 people.
Is it a piece of art? Is it a piece of art, or is it a mug?
Coffee at it every day?
It's both. That's the whole thing.
That was my question.
And if it's a gift, you're getting something very unusual.
Is it a piece of art?
It's a piece of art.
Is it a functional thing to drink? I mean,
let's move on. The next one, Luminous, is a not-for-profit, looking for cash, wants to hire a full-time person for social media. Peg, I'll start with you. This is all about mental and behavioral health, which is really, really important. Mm-hmm. What should he do with his business from the stage he's at right now?
Well, I believe he has to get the word out more. I think talking to college kids is great, but many of these mental health issues start way before that. And as you know, they can start with kids that have other health issues. So I think he needs to start before that.
With the work that I do with it, they can do early detection starting at 1 to 2 years old.
You would be surprised how many young people start having mental health issues like at 4 or 5 because the trauma they're going through at that time, and it stays with them forever.
Then Gail, let's go to you. So We Energies, you've got 7,000 employees or whatever it is, a lot. You're doing some programming or wanting to create more awareness around mental and behavioral health in your company.
Yes, we are. We've just started a business resource group, voluntary joining, and it's amazing how many people have signed up already. I think the real challenge is the programming. The real challenge is getting people who are willing to engage in this with the right kind of programming and mentorship. Perhaps the best thing we could do to help him, hook him up, for example, with the medical college or Freighter, where they are working on programming for this very type of thing.
Let's move on to a subject that helps with mental behavioral health, Picasso. David, where does he go with that business?
What we just talked about, we're talking about mental health, and it was very serious. And you just said Picasso, and I just smiled.
Yeah.
Because it's very upbeat, it's very positive.
He's got a tremendous market opportunity. The artwork itself really is attractive, so it's not just a sentimental thing, it's also a really interesting piece of art.
Next, the moguls present cash and awards to the entrepreneurs.
Project Pitch It inspires and educates on the values of entrepreneurialism. In 7 seasons, almost $4 million have been invested. We've featured 170 Wisconsin entrepreneurs creating more than 400 jobs. 92% are still in business with a collective increased revenue of 500%. Entrepreneurs build strong local communities, and together, Wisconsin is unstoppable.
Now, the Moguls award $30,000 in cash and awards to help the entrepreneurs scale up their Wisconsin businesses.
Michael, we were fascinated by your concept, your presentation, and your commitment to really helping people, as you say, find their bright spot. We think we can really give you some insight into helping to figure out how to best develop and market your strategy and your concept.
Great.
So congratulations to you, Michael. You are the winner of the We Energy's DNA Award. Michael, we are really pleased to award you $1,500 to help you untap the potential of your idea. But in addition to that, we will be offering you a day of mentoring, a day of input, a day of helping you think through the process with both We Energies and separately with DNA. And we really wish you luck.
Thank you so much. That's an amazing kickstart to our mission at Luminous.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Clint, Picasso, I am really happy to present you with the Peg Ann, David Gruber, Project Pitch It, $10,000 award.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. So we can't wait to take our next steps with Picasso, and I would love to make a Picasso for you guys if you're interested.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
I want 2.
Absolutely.
You're creating memories from these
Tons.
that everybody will think about.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys, I really appreciate it.
Good job, Magic. Good job, Magic. Good job, Magic. Good
All
job.
about you, Magic.
Lalise, you have done an amazing job combining entrepreneurialism with your artistic and creative background. You've already brought on 5 employees. You have the ability to scale. You are going to win the Jerry Gendusa and Lubar Entrepreneurship Center Award, which consists of $5,000 of cash.
Wow.
Most importantly, it's going to be some mentoring and some business assessment from the LLC with myself included from Breakthrough Strategies.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful stuff.
Thank you so much.
To dive into more on Project Pitch It, check out our new podcast, where we go behind the scenes and talk to the creators, moguls, and entrepreneurs for a deep dive into entrepreneurialism in Wisconsin. Follow us wherever you find your podcasts.